And it resonated in my spirit. And it's been a little while ago, but every time Pastor would get up here and say something about me, I would be so embarrassed because what I do from right here, and I don't need you to know that I did it. Because the fact is, it just got done. That's all that really counted. So whenever somebody calls me out, it just kind of makes me a little uncomfortable because I don't like that. And then Pastor Brenda said to me one day, she said, the good thing is that when you do get called out, it is your opportunity to say what God has done. So there should be no platform. It should be something you learn from spirit. That's what you really get to say. And I really thought about it and it resonated with me. So now when I hear it, it's still a little bit uncomfortable, but not too bad. I can deal with it a little bit better. Thank you all for this. I love you. You're amazing. And I have to tell you, I don't believe that you end up anywhere in your life that you are not supposed to be. Amen. You have the faith that where you are going is the right place to go. You end up there. When Jeff and I first moved here, he retired from the Air Force, and we were still going back to my hometown church in Shelby. I was a Christian education director there, so it was a lot of work. I was going back and forth a couple of times a week, and it was about an hour away. And I kept saying, Lord, I really want to keep working with the church, but it's just so far. I just don't know if I can keep going back and forth. I was coming home late at night and just all kinds of stuff. And I met Latoya when we first moved here, and I love you, and I'm going to say, publicly. She just opened her heart and her home to us. And when Whitney came to live with us, my sister passed away, and Whitney came to live with us. And you all, if you've seen us with Whitney, she has grown over the years. She came to us, she was so doped up, you all. And I can say she's not here right today. She's with her grandma, but I can just tell you, keep it real to you. She was doped up. She was a doped up mess. So I tell our parents, please, if there's anything else you can do besides running to get medication, now I believe that pills are important because they will heal some of the things in your body. You just have to be sensible about it. But sometimes we get our kids so doped up that they can't even function anymore. These labels on them, and then we say, well, they can't do this. They're ADHD, they're this, they're that. But really, the reality is that we just need to spend some time with them. And then we can help resolve some of those problems. So Whitney came to us, and I didn't want her to be a doped up mess. It was a hard road, but we had to finally just keep backing off that stuff, and we got down to at least one thing. And we're on one thing right now.
Thank you, Lord!
Just so confused, so much going on. But the fact of the matter is, her mother was dead. That's a heavy thing to deal with. If you're the only one who really helped take care of the mother and do stuff for her, and then all of a sudden that support, that person is gone. So nobody really saw that she was really grieving. She wasn't this and this and this and this. She was sad. That's what it was. And so when she came to live with us, I didn't know what to do. Jeff and I never had kids, you know. We were, everybody else's kids came to our house. And we sent them home, and that was good. But Latoya told me, she says, Kim, she says, you need to let her do these things. And I kept saying, Latoya, I don't know how she's going to react. I don't know. She's like, just have faith, Kim. She told me that. She said, just have faith, Kim. Just let her go. Let her do it. And I kept trusting that. And something in my heart said, she's right, she's right. So I would let her go more and more. Well, she started the praise team. She wanted to dance. And Latoya had been asking me, come to my church. And I said, okay, I'm coming. But every Sunday I was up the road to Shelby. And she said, come to my church. And I said, I'm going to come, Latoya. Well, Whitney got involved with her, and she had to dance. I said, well, where are they going to dance? She said, at my church. Because she get me that. I'll go to our church. She was trying to get me to go to our church. And then I did a presentation, you all, at Sylvia's Circle. Now, this was a group of community people, and I went and I did my little song and dance, and at the end of it, I gave all of the kids and all the people who came a copy of my paperback poetry book, and I had a paperback book that I gave to every single person, but on the stage, I had lined up all my hardback books, and so I was signing books for people, and this man came up to me, and he had a bunny book, a hardback, and he goes, oh, I really love this book. This is going to be great. I'm going to give this book to my wife. She's a teacher. She's going to love this book. And I said, who is this man? And I said, sir, where did you get that book from? I knew I gave everybody the paperback. And he had a hardback in his hand. And I said, sir, where did you get that book from? He said, up here on the stage. This man messing in my soul. And I said, just one second, and I'm thinking, in. He said you gotta be a little crazy. That's really what got us here. But here's what I want to tell you before I take my seat and proceed with this morning, is that what I do is not extraordinary. I am not an extraordinary person. I'm an ordinary person who just did a little extra stuff. And that means that every one of us can do it. And in the vein of what Pastor Brenda said about how you need to say, this is what God is doing. God is amazing. For those of you who may not know this, my first book was called The Adventures of the Itty Bitty Frog. And for those of you who don't know, F-R-O-G, forever relying on God. And people don't always know that about me. That's one of those little secret things about my book, is that whenever I see that frog book, it is my constant reminder that if I just keep relying on God, I'm going to get the rest of them done. And so I just see so many doors opening in our lives, not only here in church, but also just what we do in our private and personal life, and then my professional life too. I had the wonderful opportunity about 3 years ago, 4 years probably now, of meeting Bernice King, who is the last living daughter of Dr. Martin Luther King. And so here's what I believe, is that when you surround yourself with people who want to see great things happen, not only for themselves, but for you too, then everybody starts growing higher. And so here Dr. King, because she's a doctor as well, Dr. King was looking for a children's author to keep her father's legacy alive. And I submitted books. I never, when I left college, I kind of lost connect with a lot of my friends from there. But there was a young girl. She and I were good friends in college, and then she went her way, I went mine, and I lost touch with her. Well, we never came back to Charlotte because her parents were sick, and she wanted to start taking care of them. She had moved up from Atlanta, and she sent me a thing on Facebook and said, Kim, is this Kim Pearson from UNC Chapel Hill? And I said, yes, it's me. So we started making a connect. And then she told me in Atlanta that Dr. King was looking for somebody to take her father's legacy even further, and that you should submit some books. Well, I thought, Bernice King, she's got everybody coming at her. She, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And I said, well, I'll just send them to her. And she kept sending me these notes. She said, if you don't send them, I'm going to be mad at you. I just got back with her. I don't be mad. So I put together and shipped them to Atlanta. Forgot about it. A year later, 1 year later, 12 months later, I get this note, a letter that says your book has been selected as a finalist for blah, blah, blah. I didn't even know what it was because I'd forgotten about it. And then when I started reading it, it says you can either call us for an interview or come to Atlanta. And I told Jim, I said, Jim, I don't know what this is. And I said, I think it's those books I said. He says, well, you can't talk to them on the phone. You got to go.
Amen.
He said, because they need to see your passion. They need to know your passion. And I tell you that to tell you this. When you talk to people, and I may not stand here and shout and everything, because Pastor says I'm one of the quiet people, and I am, but I love the Lord. There's no question about that. Yes. But when you are passionate about something, everybody knows your passion, and they can see it and feel it. So when I went, I knew that she was going to feel my passion. But see, God had already gotten to Atlanta. All right. I got there. When I walked in, and I am never nervous about, am I taking too much time? I'm never nervous about talking in front of people because it just is my nature. It's comfortable for me. I can stand up here all day and talk is natural. But when I walked into that place in Atlanta, I was nervous. I was scared because I thought, this is out of my element. These people are over here, and I'm just right here. So I was nervous. And I had to go through all these other people before I really got to Bernice, because they're not just going to throw you in with somebody like that. You got to go through the others. So when I walked in, they had breakfast and everything ready, and I took with me my girlfriend Tarika Alexander. I said, Tarika, I need a prayer warrior to go down with me on this road so you can pray me all the way to Atlanta and pray me back. So we got in the car, and we were singing and praying, and she was my road dog. Got to Atlanta. I got there for the meeting. I was so nervous. I walked in, and everybody had this very sterile look on their face. And they had all my books laid out on the table, and they were sitting around the table, and they started asking me questions, and I was a little bit nervous, but I was answering the questions. And one of the questions they asked me, they said, why do you want to do this? And I said, well, because I think that people are not connecting anymore. I said, we see each other and we talk, but we don't connect. I said, everybody needs to get back to the supper table. I said, because when I was a little girl, you sit around the supper table and everybody talked and you got to know each other. And that's what my grandparents did, and that's what we're not doing now. Nobody's meeting at the supper table. And so they kind of looked at each other and they started writing down stuff on their notes. And I'm thinking, oh Lord, I shouldn't have said supper. And I said dinner. So I'm thinking, writing all this stuff down. And then they asked me about the illustrator. They said, who is the illustrator for your book? I said, well, it's Zoe Renucci. I said, she's a good friend of mine. I said, actually, she's my sidekick. I said, because she helps make everything come to life. And then all of them started looking at each other again, writing down notes. And I'm thinking, okay, sidekick. I'm criticizing myself. But see, what you got to keep in the back of your mind is God was already there.
Amen.
So I'm thinking, what in the world? And so finally I said to them, I said, am I doing okay? I said, you guys are writing out stuff and it's making me a little nervous. And they said, no, you keep talking and we'll be back. So one of the ladies got up and went into another office and she came back and she laid in front of me a CD that had Bernice's face on it. It had not been printed yet. She had just spoken in Norfolk, Virginia. And her topic was bringing everyone back to the dining room table. That as I was sitting there and I said, well, you looked crazy about something else. I think I said you looked a little disturbed about something else. They said, now this, when I say they, Delise Drain is her sidekick because she's sort of like the Gale to Oprah. And so Delise is the person you get to if you can't get to Bernice. And Delise said to me, she says, well, she says, you said the word sidekick. And she said, Bernice just said to me this morning, how would I make it without my sidekick? After I had this interview, I got ready to leave, and I always try to leave books with the people that spend time with me. So they took their time, and I signed a book for them. And I asked them, I said, do you mind if I leave a set of books for Dr. King so she'll have her own set? And they said, fine. Now remember, I told you all that The Frog is my first book. It's my signature, Forever Relying on God. So everything you see about me is going to have that frog on it. You'll see the frog everywhere. My tag is Frog 1, Frog 2. It's Frog. So I get out to my car